came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Introducing Quickie.l. Introducing Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace with a wide range of product categories. Pharmaceuticals, automobile, groceries, electronics, flowers and cakes, homeware and appliances, and special services such as Quickie Concierge and Quickie SOS. Providing you with multiple payment options, quick delivery, and reliable customer support.
You live pictures from St. Peter's College Sports Complex. St. Peter's College hosting Wesley College here at Bamabalapitiya. It's going to be a crack-a-lacking affair. A very close contest between these two teams are expected, and it will decide the fate of both the teams, whether they will go on to the second round or not. What we'll do now is we'll quickly go through the team cards of both the teams and how to see how the two teams will span out here at Bamabalapitiya for this battle. Wesleyites, of course, with just one loss. We'll come to that. St. Peter's College, De Silva, Pereira, Ridmal, Gamage, Madugasge, Fernando, Dulaj, Navodya, Rajit Ekanaik and Emit Jaivir, the halfback combination. Sudesh Chaivikram and Yumet Shihar in the centers, Vinishka Silva and Chatamina Netsar, the wingers, and Tushant Tarindu, the number 15, Denan, Pawan, Sachin, Aiden, Hirun, Salit, Rahul and Pasindu, the bench for St. Peter's College. And there are challengers here at Bamabalapitiya Wesley College: Elisha, Abdullah, Thabit, Gamampila, Hapugal, Fernando, Nimsara and Pereira. The forwards, Rikesh Muralidharan, he is going to be somebody you need to keep an eye out on. Shavin Javardhan, the young first 5'8" for Wesley College. Michelle Amat and Amanlat, Kavita Amanlat, the center combination. Malisha Tirangam, Rodrigo and Tarusha Jaivir, the skipper, the last line of defense for Wesley. Miskin, Fernando, Kavisha Lawrence, Mendis, Rashim, Hopwood and Jaya Singh are the players who will come on from the bench. The Double Blues will be wanting to make sure that they continue their very good form, except for that tiny glitch against Isipatana College. They've been largely very impressive in the season, but St. Peter's College, on the other hand, are looking to bounce back from back-to-back losses that they've suffered. Shock losses. They lost to Vidyartha College up in Kandy and lost to Isipatana as well last week in at Havelock Park. Joining me in the com box yet again today is Mr. Abdullah Yusuf, who incidentally was the player of the match yesterday as well. I hear that you've gotten congratulations from all over the world.
Yes, and thanks very much for that, Sudarshan. I must thank you for that as well. But getting back to this game, as we see Wesley kick off, both these teams cannot afford to drop this game. St. Peter's going, as you correctly mentioned, couple of losses, would not want to make it 3 in a row, and probably an outside chance to make it to the next round. As we see the Peterites taking the ball on, making some good ground.
Yes, the big Chanupakure, a key player in the leadership group of the Peterites, getting in on the act. And here's Jayavira putting the ball high up. And on the counter straight away is Tarusha Jayavira. Wesley's big man at the back, Gamampila, tucks the ball in for Wesley in center field, right in the middle. Options on both sides for Wesley College. Jayavardhan's kick has been charged down. Peters College pouncing on the loose ball. Now an opportunity for St. Peter's. They are in the opposition half now. Devin Pereira tucking the ball in for St. Peter's. Here's Ekanaika onto the skipper, who gives out a quick ball. Ball available for Ekanaika. Forwards doing the hard yards for St. Peter's College. Wesley defense resolute, but they are getting a battering from the Peterites, and that's not a pretty sight. Early in the game, a player going down, seems like a head knock just minutes into the game. Really do hope that we don't see this yet again. Abdullah, yesterday as well we saw some of the players getting injured, especially the Josephians, two Josephian players getting knocks on the head. Very, very much relieved to find out. It was confirmed by their coach Nilofer Ibrahim. They are much better now. They are recovering. So absolutely glad to find out they are recovering, and it's not something very serious. And we really hope that this is not serious as well. But this boy doesn't look good.
Yes, it doesn't. At least the good thing is at least there is some movement on his part, so that's some consolation. But looks like they're calling out the stretcher, which is never a good sign. Head knocks, something that World Rugby has already placed a lot of attention on. They've put in some very stringent protocols to ensure that the players follow those and ensure that they are in a good physical state before they come onto the ground and continue playing. And also, I think you can see the neutral doctor as well. He is probably doing those the HIA, I believe it's called, Sudarshana.
Yes, Abdullah, I think he did look a little out of sorts. Still with dreamy eyes. Referee Veeranga wants to do an initial check and reach into his pockets. That's going to be a blue card. He will have to be replaced. He'll have to be taken out. Very unfortunate start to the game. He still looks a little out of sort, and the correct decision has been made. It's if you are given the opportunity, if the player is given the opportunity, they will want to make sure that he says in field any day of the week. He wouldn't want to leave the field, but it's up to the officials, the responsible adults, to make sure that they make the correct decision. So unfortunate early end, that is, to this Wesley. I will try and get you the name as referee Veeranga restarts. Amat is the player who had to depart with that head knock, with Jai Singh coming in his place early into his game. Amat will be quite unhappy and ruining how unlucky he was. But here's Ekanaika with the put-in. St. Peter's with the scrum in a very important position. Now the skipper, good tackle on him by Silva. Peters opting to go on the short side. Ekanaika with the ball, but was very well marked. Now the Pete right forwards, Ritmal tucking the ball in for St. Peter's, going on the open side. Space available. Sudesh rather. His tackle on wraparound is Shane Fernando. But the Petrites have been penalised for killing the ball, not letting the ball come out rather. So opportunity for Wesley College to regroup, regather, and make sure that they get a footing in this game, because they've felt onslaught by Peters College. Kick to touch is good on the 50-meter mark.
Yes, both teams from the past performance, it's safe to say, like to run the ball. They like to play the game with a bit of width. They both have some good forwards who can carry and give the three-quarters some good front foot ball as well. So I'm sure that we can expect a really close game today. And as we're talking at the beginning, Sudarshan, a lot riding on this result as well for both these teams as far as the league is concerned. The Peterites probably an outside chance to make it to the next round, while the Wesleyites are really in it, but they just cannot afford to drop another game.
Well, if the Peterites are wanting to go to the next round, they will have to beat Wesley. There is no two words about it. But if the Peterites do beat Wesley College, their chances are in jeopardy, because then Wesley would have lost 2 games as well. Abdullah, this is why the bonus points that you earned at the beginning of the season are very much crucial. Here's St. Peter's. Sudesh putting in the high kick. Here's Tarisha Jayavira going through the middle, but referee Veranga seems to have spotted the knock on of the line out. It was a good contesting jump from the double blues.
Yes, again, the line out, such an important facet of the game, isn't it? We saw it in yesterday's game as well. The Wesleyites will need to try and brush up on that area because position from their part is going to be crucial. Just cannot allow the ball to be turned over to this Peterite outfit. They've got some very dangerous three-quarters in their ranks.
Pressure coming in the scrum. This is the second time we've seen that happen. Sudesh now to the winger. The Peterites on the charge. Chatumina is tackled and will be penalised. He was holding on to that ball. Jayavira had all the right to the ball. The Wesley skipper, he was supporting his body weight. He was the tackler. He gave enough time for the ball to be released.
Yes, it was a very good read by the skipper. Just a quick ankle tap on the Peterite wing, who seemed to be away, and then just found himself isolated. And the Wesley skipper just had the presence of mind to just pounce on the ball and get his team a penalty. So another attacking opportunity for Wesley right on the halfway mark. The first line out did not go well. Interesting to see how this one will work out.
Abdullah with the throw in yet again, not successful. Second time Wesley's given away possession when they had the upper hand. Now St. Peter's will be looking to make them pay. Off is Umet Shihan for the Peterites. The Wesley forwards doing some real hard work around the rucks. A little bit of a jittery ball there, but Peterites managing to hold on to possession and have been made to work real hard around the fringes, Abdullah, with the Wesley forwards committing to the rucks. Sudesh putting the ball high up. The bounce is not kind to the oncoming Peterite attacker, but St. Peter's will be content with a line out. Yes, no, they'll want to go for the scrum. Just about 10 meters outside the try line. This is a promising position for St. Peter's College. If they can try and put down a marker and make sure that they can take it from here on, they can go into the lead. That will be invaluable for the Peterite chances of winning this game.
Yes, points first up, always very important in crucial games such as this. But again, that Wesley line out, letting them down, isn't it, Sudarshana? Just not being able to hit the mark. So they've turned position over and they find themselves in the Wesley 22. And Wesley find themselves in their own 22 under a lot of pressure. But again, Wesley managing to put a lot of pressure in that scrum. This time the referee adjudicating that the ruck was formed and Wesley hands in the ruck. So another opportunity for the Peterites. Look like they'll be going to touch just about 10 meters away from the Peterite line, rather from the Wesley goal line.
Sudesh Jayavikrama, the skipper, putting the ball into touch. Now line out time coming for St. Peter's. The man in charge of the Peterite outfit, Mr. Sanat Mari, is always known for his line out antiques and how good his teams are with the line out. Goes to number 4, Wesley, readying themselves, putting pressure on Peterites. Now the Peterites have been stopped in their tracks. There was good commitment by the Wesley forwards. Ball comes out now. Here's Ekanayaka. Jayavira has been held up by Wesley College. Comes away with the ball. Here's Wesley making all the moves here at Bamabalapitiya. Fernando puts the ball high up, but underneath that is Kasum Tarindu. Tarindu through the middle. Steps 1, steps 2. Finally stopped. St. Peter's now just outside the 22 meters. Long cut out pass by their big prop forward Britmal. But they've lost the ball forward, St. Peter's. Both teams, like you mentioned earlier, Abdullah, showing that they will look to run the ball. They will look to run this, and it's going to be an entertaining one.
Yeah, that's right. A couple of opportunities St. Peter's have had, but what Wesley are doing is they're rushing up and putting a lot of pressure, not giving the Peterites much room. If the Peterites look out wide, they'll find that they have at least a couple of players over with an overlap. So if they can just move the ball out wide or even just throw a skip pass, they're probably able to find that space out wide.
Yes, what's going to be very, very important is that you keep your composure and play to the pattern that you practice time and time again. Here's Wesley College as their big number 8 is Pereira breaks from the short side. Wesley are looking to play the territorial game. They want to put the ball up as much as possible. Seems like they've studied a lot of what the two teams did well against St. Peter's. Did Isipatana and also Vidyartha opted to put the ball high up and then put pressure. So Wesley wanting to do the same thing and play that territorial game earlier on. Jayavira with the restart. Underneath that was Tarindu. Now Jayavira off to Sudesh. Overshot the chase at that time from St. Peter's College. On the short side was Wesley's counter, but seems like he's put a foot in touch.
Yes, that was a phase of play where there was a lot of kicking between both teams, isn't it, Sharjana? But just the chase hasn't been accurate enough. They have given each other the opportunity to launch counter-attacks. The kick and chase is one thing, but the accuracy in the chase is also very important. Otherwise, you put yourself back under a lot of pressure. So an opportunity for the Peterites this time, their first line out of the game.
The Peterites earlier tried to drive from a 5-meter line out, but was not successful. So they will want to try and rectify that come this one.
That's a very good front peel by the Peterites. They lost the ball but managed to regain it. Just trying to create a few phases. Even just looking for that space out wide. Wesley defense moves across well. Not sure whether that was the best option. There was hardly any room on the short side. It was St. Peter's number 4, Sudev Hewa Gamge. Probably would have done well to take the ball and probably if he wanted to go on the open side. Wesley had the short side well and truly covered and they've turned position over as a result. So it's like Wesley have got their hooker back.
Well, early substitution, Abdullah making way for Miskin, who was the starting hooker. Seems like Abdullah has his quota has expired with 2 throws, not finding the mark. This time around, Miskin hitting the mark and being able to get Wesley front foot ball. Wesley forwards now. Charging in. Miskin breaks from the back, needs support and gets it in the form of his fellow forwards. Muralidharan from the base has been one of those standout kickers, Muralidharan. But Kushan Tarindu was right underneath it. Good pressure coming in from the chasers. Now space on the outside. Here's the Peterite skipper Jaya Vikrama. Lovely bit of work. Now isolated, prop forward just outside the line. Took the ball inside. So that will be a 5-meter scrum in favor of St. Peter's College, who are going to be coming into this scrum with their tails up.
Yeah, definitely. I think the good part about that counter-attack was how the Peterite three-quarters realigned really quickly. And they managed to support the ball receiver. They managed to find the space out wide. And for once, the Wesley chase was found wanting. And as a result, they find themselves under a lot of pressure, just 5 meters away from the scrum, from their own goal line. And the Wesley defense is definitely going to be tested.
Well, keep an eye on Dulaj Navodya in the number 8 jersey. Chances are he'll want to try and maneuver his way to the try line. Six 17 minutes on our clock. Scoreboard undisturbed. And here's the put in by Ekanaika. Zulaj, good tackle coming in from him. Now the Peterite forwards will want to get things moving here. Peters going on the short side. Tarindu wants to go through, but no way from there. The Wesley defenders were savvy to that. Yet again, Dulaj Navodya takes the ball forward. Wesley strong in defense so far. The Peterite forwards attacking the close quarters, close to the breakdown. Again on the short side, and the big man Chanu Papare has been stopped by the Peterites. Knockback, says the referee, and is that a try? But they've lost the ball forward. So a massive sigh of relief for the double blues, as the Peterites are really knocking on the door.
Yes, a lot of pressure applied on that Wesley defense. But to the credit of the Wesleyites, they managed to withstand that attack. And I think what they're doing well is they're rushing up and cramping the Peterites for room. And the Peterites probably forced to make that extra pass when they really don't need to, and being, as a result, committing the error. So another opportunity for Wesley to clear their lines. The chase, if they don't make touch, the chase has to be accurate as well. Otherwise, the Peterites, they have shown how dangerous they can be on the counter-attack. As Muralidharan gets the ball out. It's a good run by the fly half. Jayawardena takes the ball up. Muralidharan tries the box kick, but again, it's blocked by the Peterites. Nonetheless, the Wesleyites have managed to regain possession. Take the ball up. Muralidharan again goes for the box kick, this time successfully.
Yes, Tarindu for St. Peter's College. His positioning has been spot on so far. He's been right underneath the kicks to receive them. Backtracking towards the winger. Oh dear. Quickly taken by Wesley. Nobody to collect it though. Luckily for them, most of the Peterites were in an offside position. But referee Veeranga says no, let's go and set it up yet again. A little bit of a miss by Chatumina, I believe, on the far side. St. Peter's College ground has really received a makeover, isn't it, with these new developments that have come in. This is the first full season we are seeing the action being played here at Bamabalapitiya after the refurbishment. Some very interesting stands coming up. Here's Miskin with his second throw. Very important one. First time this half they've come into the 22 meters, have been sacked. Straight away it was a good throw by Miskin. Now Wesley. Here's Tabit. Wesley forwards working hard. Good yards gained by that run. Wesley yet again opting to keep it close to their forwards. Now looking outside, Jayawardena. It's cut out pass. I don't know whether it was necessary to Tirangam on the short side. Needs support, was isolated momentarily. Muralidharan to Gamampila. Wesley now knocking on the door. First time they've managed to come into the Petroid red zone. So a good carry by the Double Blues, earning 3 to 4 meters. Now the Wesley forwards have a lot of confidence. They are riding with their tails up high. Just outside the line are the Double Blues. But have lost the ball forward, Wesley. Pretty similar, isn't it? Pretty similar fates for both these teams. St. Peter's College, similarly, their forwards were at it. Just inches away from scoring, lost it forward. Wesley, same thing. So the forwards will have to regroup and try and decide what next, what do we do next, and not rush things around when they are very close to the try line.
Yes, composure is the name of the word, isn't it, Suranjan? When you're so close to the line, you don't need to take that extra step or make that extra pass. Just go to the ground, create that extra phase. You have possession with you. You have the opposition under a lot of pressure. There's no need to push your case. But unfortunately, Wesley just probably a bit over-eager to get that first score and knocking the ball on. But nonetheless, very good signs from Wesley. They showed how dangerous they can be if they spend time in the opponent's 22. And it's not for the first time we have seen that this season.
The defensive scrum in a problematic area for St. Peter's College, because with the spot the scrum master is definitely going to have some trouble in trying to spot who's in the pocket. It might most probably be the skipper Sudesh Jayavikrama at the back, and the flankers from the Double Blues will be quite savvy to try and break and put pressure on the kicker. Jayavikrama couldn't collect it cleanly, and the connection is not good as well. Pressure telling on the skipper. Double Blues putting a lot of pressure, wants to try and push it up, wants to try and make sure that they are the ones making the play.
Well, considering the pressure he was applied and the way he had to collect the ball, I thought he did pretty well to actually get a kick in. But not much distance. So Wesley with another good attacking opportunity in the 22. So far, since the regular hooker Abdullah has come onto, Miskin has come onto the field, it's been much more solid as the line out.
This is another good throw, and Wesley looking to lost it forward, says the referee.
Yes, the sacking is a very interesting tactic a lot of teams employ to try and nullify the driving maul. You try and just nip that at the very early stage itself. So far the Peterites have done it well. Don't think Wesley yet have found an answer. They just need to try and adapt to what the Peterites are trying to do going forward.
Timing is everything, isn't it, Abdullah? When you want to make a good sack, because if you are a second early, you'll be penalized. Here's another chance for St. Peter's to get out of jail. This time, much better kick through the boot of Emid Jayavira. The first 5-8 for St. Peter's College. Now Wesley will be in two minds when they want to set up, because they've been sacked twice by the Peterites. This time opting to go for the four-man line out. Miskin goes to number 6 again. Good throw, but not collected cleanly. Muralidharan wriggles and finds his way around and will be penalized for holding on to the ball. Very good work by the opposite number Pete from St. Peter's. That was Rajita Ekanayaka, who was right on top of that ball.
Yes, some very good work by the Peterite forwards on that occasion. Probably Murli had an opportunity to get the ball out wide to his fly half, but decided to take it into contact, probably with the expectation of creating another face for his forwards, but some very good work by the Peterite forwards, managing to pounce on that ball and extract that penalty. And now they find themselves just about 10 meters to 12 meters outside the Wesley 22, and a good attacking opportunity for them.
27 minutes on our clock. We are in the latter part of the first half of St. Peter's College taking on Wesley College, and the scoreboard is yet to be disturbed as Wesley managed to steal the ball from St. Peter's. Here's a kick from Muralidharan. The bounce is kind, and the chase is good from the Wesley winger. It's put a lot of pressure on the Peterite ball receiver that time, who was underneath the ball. Now Peters need to do some damage control, and the big Chanu Papare managing to get the important yardage. Sudesh cut out pass to Netsan. Here's Samitu Netusan. Has been bundled into touch, but that will be a penalty. At least a penalty, as Ishankar raises up the flag. Wesley, I think, was guilty of putting in a seat belt. Tackle on the player.
Yes, this time around, Sudarshan, again the Wesley, they tried in defense, tried to shoot up, but the three quarters were much aware of what was happening. Not sure who the player was, but he delayed that skip pass. He delayed the pass and skipped his immediate receiver and sent it right down to the wing three-quarter, who just found the space that he needs to run around the fullback. Some desperate cover defense by Wesley, just trotting that try, but they could find themselves in a bit of trouble as a result of a high tackle. Yes, and looks like Wesley will be down to 14 players for the next 10 minutes.
Yes, a yellow card being dished out by the referee, and rightly so, because dangerous play has absolutely no space in the game, and it's Tirangama, the culprit from Wesley College.
So it's another good attacking opportunity for the Peterites. Interesting to see the tactics they'll employ from this line out. Will they go for the drive? Will they look to do a peel? Will they send it out to the three quarters? All these options are at their disposal. So throw is made, just about collected, and looks like they'll be going on for a front peel. It's well executed. Wesley defense up to it so far. Decide to go out wide. Again looking for that skip pass, and looks like the Peterites will be having their first score of the game. That was a brilliantly executed bit of play.
Well, it was started off by Chatumin and Netashan on the other side of the field, but Vishenka Silva, the number 11, benefits from the opposite side of the field for St. Peter's College as they go in for their first score. Vishenka didn't have to do much, did he? These wingers, they get it easy with all the hard work being done in the middle by the rest.
Yes, again, Sudarshan, from that, if you just remember that 3 quarters, again the Wesley players were shooting up. Again, this time the awareness is just there by the Patrites to delay that pass, throw that skip pass, and that just created the space out wide for the Patrites to get their first score. So I'm sure just with about 5 minutes to go, less than 5 minutes to go in this half, the Patrites will be delighted that they're on the scoreboard. 5 points to nil, conversion to come. So the
kick is good as well. So St. Peter's just before half time landing a blow and goes up 7 points to nil. Very, very important points for St. Peter's College, Abdullah. They were the superior team in the opening exchanges between the two teams and managing to somehow get the first points. Wesley, of course, don't have to think too much on it, because remember, they are with a numerical disadvantage, and what they need to do is to make sure that they regroup. If they can get some points before they go into Lemons, that's going to be extremely important. Here's Dulaj. Good collection and important carry for St. Peter's College. Now Wesley have been penalized for coming in from the sides.
So probably a slight opportunity lost by the Wesleyites there. They would have done well to just not infringe at the breakdown, just let the Patrites clear their lines and retain position, but that's just the situation that the Patrites would have wanted, but looks like they haven't found touch. So another attacking opportunity for the Wesleyites, deciding to go to the boot again. And I'm sure that has to be offside. That's right, very correctly spotted by referee Veeranga. Let's see the options that the Wesleyites will take. See some of the forwards itching to take the quick tap, but 3 quarters deciding to slow things down a bit.
This is the referee Kamal Haji wanting to have a word with referee Veeranga. This is not ideal for St. Peter's, isn't it? They've scored. It would have been nice to go into half-time with 7 points to nil. Well, interestingly, Wesley College opting to go for a scrum, Abdullah. I think.
Yes, well, it'll be interesting to see what they do from this situation. The scrum has put a lot of pressure on the Patriot scrum, but I believe they cannot push more than 1 meter. So I don't think they'll get a massive advantage from that. Probably they want to get a bit of leeway from their 3 quarters.
The only thing I can think of is 8, 9, 14, if there is one. But yes, breaking was the big number 8 for Wesley College. Now quick ball needs to come out, but Muralidharan decides he is going to take this one. A sniping run from the scrum half right underneath the post as Wesley College counters with a try of their own. Lovely bit of work by Rigesh Muralidharan, who is a key player in the mix for Wesley College. Touches down right underneath the post, and to all our viewers joining us on Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, www.thepapare.com. Thank you so much for the trust that you placed in us. With the current difficult times, we are striving really hard to make sure that we bring you these pictures from all the games, 4 games happening today. As Jayawardena duly complies and adds in the extras. Scores are level at 35 minutes on our clock. Abdullah, what a game this is turning out to be.
That's right, Sudarshan. And that score couldn't have come at a better moment for the Westlites because they were down a player as well. I'm sure they wouldn't have wanted to go in at half time with a 7 points deficit, but now it's 7-all, and the clock has run down as well. They probably get the player whom they have lost as a result of the yellow card just after half time. They just need to be very careful in how they approach the next couple of minutes. They don't want to give any points to the Peterites because they've done extremely well to bring it back to level pegging at this stage.
Across all rugby groups, teams are most vulnerable just after they score. Wesley need to make sure they had to make sure they didn't do that. They had to make sure that they hang on to it. As here's Wesley College putting the ball up, managing to re-get to the ball, but good work by Kushan Tarindu. He's managed to sidestep 2 men who was right after him. Now Sudesh puts the ball up. Oncoming is Jayavira. Here's Tarusha Jayavira. The Wesley skipper will basically jog to the try line. And what a score against runner play. A gift by the Peterite skipper who put the ball up. When you kick the ball, there needs to be committed runners behind you. You need to kick the ball with committed runners behind you. But he was guilty of just putting the ball up. They did not have a plan. They had numbers. And remember, Abdullah, you have the numerical advantage. There is a winger in the Nordi chair for Wesley College. But now Wesley, we initially thought would have been very happy with 5 points to nil score line. But suddenly, they're 12 points to nil with the conversion to come.
Well, how this game fluctuates from side to side. Just 4 minutes ago, the Peterites were cock-a-hoop. They were 7 points to nil up, and with the Wesley down a player as well. And then just 4 minutes on, we find the Wesleyites 12 points to 7 up. And this is just a dream period for Wesley. I don't think they would have scripted it better for themselves. A player down and 2 quick tries. Probably with this after this conversion, it will go into half-time. And just that momentum has completely swung towards Wesley. And full credit to them because they have managed to make maximum use of the opportunities that have come their way.
Here's Jayawardena lining up the kick. He's a very able kicker. Strikes it well, has the distance and has the direction as well. What a lovely kick from Jayawardena. Who adds in the extras, 14 points to 7. As referee Veranga calls in for half-time. Wesley College find themselves in the lead. Absolutely brilliant stuff.
What a last 5 minutes that was, Sudarshana. Peterite scoring first. Wesleyites losing a player but coming back, scoring 2 quick tries, find themselves 14 points to 7 up. And if those last 5 minutes are anything to go by, we can expect a cracker of a game in the second half.
Yes, the halftime confirmation for you, 7 points to 12. Wesley College, 7 points to 14 is the score, although it appears as 12 in here. Yes, correction made, 7 points to 14 is the halftime confirmation. And what we'll do now is we'll go for a quick commercial break, and please do not go anywhere because we are in for a treat from what we saw at the end of the first half. We are in for an absolute treat in this second 35 minutes when we come back from the commercial break.
Introducing Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace with a wide range of product categories. pharmaceuticals, automobile, groceries, electronics, flowers and cakes, homeware and appliances, and special services such as Quickie Concierge and Quickie SOS. Providing you with multiple payment options, quick delivery, and reliable customer support. Get anything you want delivered anywhere in Sri Lanka with special late night delivery until 3 a.m. within Colombo and suburbs. Download the Quickie.lk mobile app on your Android or iOS device or visit www.quickie.lk. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
A royal taste, irresistible moment made magical. Idadanavanam matakain Novenas mihirak wage. Royal cashew, an irresistible taste. Moments made magical. A royal taste, irresistible moment made magical. Idadanavanam matakain Novenas mihirak wage. Royal cashew, an irresistible taste.
Introducing Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace with a wide range of product categories. Pharmaceuticals, automobile, groceries, electronics, flowers and cakes, homeware and appliances, and special services such as Quickie Concierge and Quickie SOS. Providing you with multiple payment options, quick delivery, and reliable customer support. Get anything you want delivered anywhere in Sri Lanka with special late night delivery until 3 a.m. within Colombo and suburbs. Download the Quickie.lk mobile app on your Android or iOS device or visit www.quickie.lk. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the
Welcome to the universe of the Raz. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Raz. Welcome to the universe.
Introducing Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace with a wide range of product categories. Pharmaceuticals, automobile, groceries, electronics, flowers and cakes, homeware and appliances, and special services such as Quickie Concierge and Quickie SOS. Providing you with multiple payment options, quick delivery, and reliable customer support. Get anything you want delivered anywhere in Sri Lanka with special late night delivery until 3 a.m. within Colombo and suburbs. Download the Quickie.lk mobile app on your Android or iOS device or visit www.quickie.lk. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
Welcome to the universe of the Raz. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraz.
Introducing Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace with a wide range of product categories. Pharmaceuticals, automobile, groceries, electronics, flowers and cakes, homeware and appliances, and special services such as Quickie Concierge and Quickie SOS. Providing you with multiple payment options, quick delivery, and reliable customer support. Get anything you want delivered anywhere in Sri Lanka with special late night delivery until 3 a.m. within Colombo and suburbs. Download the Quickie.lk mobile app on your Android or iOS device or visit www.quickie.lk. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
What's the best ceiling sheet, Mr. Basu?
That's the Ino ceiling, the Rhino ceiling, a wood pattern finish.
You can color it your way. The plain ceiling.
The
Rhino!
roofing's Rhino.
The ceilings, Rhino.
Incredible strength. I know.
Durability, that's high.
I know. Cost effective too.
I know.
It's the best choice always.
Over half a century of trust, now in a new formula. Rhino Roofing and Ceiling Sheets.
I know. Rhino.
Welcome to the universe of Daraz. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraz.
Introducing Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace with a wide range of product categories. Pharmaceuticals, automobile, groceries, electronics, flowers and cakes, homeware and appliances, and special services such as Quickie Concierge and Quickie SOS. Providing you with multiple payment options, quick delivery, and reliable customer support. Get anything you want delivered anywhere in Sri Lanka with special late night delivery until 3 a.m. within Colombo and suburbs. Download the Quickie.lk mobile app on your Android or iOS device or visit www.quickie.lk. Quickie.lk, convenience delivered.
What's the best ceiling sheet, Mr. Basu?
That's the Ino ceiling, the Rhino ceiling, a wood pattern finish. I know.
You can color it your way. The plain ceiling.
The
Rhino!
roofing's Rhino.
The ceilings, Rhino.
Incredible strength. I know.
Durability, that's high.
I know. Cost effective too.
I know.
It's the best choice always.
Over half a century of trust, now in a new formula. Rhino Roofing and Ceiling Sheets.
I know. Rhino.
දරස් ලෝකයට එකතු වෙන්න. ඔබට සැරිසරන්න. සිත් සේතෝරාගන්න. හැම දේම ඔබ ළඟටම. කොතැන හිටියත් එකම යායක්. අසීමිත සතුටක්. අත්විඳින්න. ඔබේ දරස් සොයාගන්න.
Welcome to the universe of Daraz. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged.
Welcome back to the live action brought to you from Bamabalapitiya, St. Peter's College grounds as St. Peter's kick off the second half of this encounter. Wesley College taking on St. Peter's at their home ground. St. Peter's the host. The Preetrites surrendered a terrific position to the Wesleyites in the dying minutes of the game, but now have managed to yet again surrender a very important possession in at the start of the second half.
Yes, not the start which the Preetrites would have wanted. They lost all momentum they had during the latter stage of that first half. And then a very basic error by their fullback Kushan Tarindu, who has been relatively sound under the high ball, unfortunately for them, knocking on and giving the Wesleyites a great opportunity to launch an attack.
Here's a big man, Isuru Pereira, breaking from the short side for Wesley College. Now Wesley will be playing with a lot of confidence. Here's Tabit. Loses the ball, leaves it behind, but referee decides that lost forward by St. Peter's College. An update from the half-time of the rest of the three games that are happening in the Dialog Schools Rugby League. Isipatana College are in the lead 12 points to 7 against Dharmaraja. And in Kandy, Trinity College leading the Kingswoodians 19 points to 6. And Vidyartha in front of Science College 10 points to 3 with the conversion to come. Yet again, Isuru Pereira breaking from the short side. Here's Muralidharan putting the ball to boot. It bounces just inside the line. So a decent territorial kick.
Yes, that was a much better kick. Managed to identify the space and kicked it towards the corner as well. So there was no danger of the Pete Wright fullback collecting and launching a counter attack. The ball went into touch. So this is the area of the part of the field that the Wesleyites will want to keep this Peter Wright outfit. Just try and force an error in this line out. Just keep on applying the pressure. And they've got their full complement of players back as well. So it was actually a gain for them, isn't it, Sudarshan? 12 points, 14 points to 7 when they were down to 10 players as well. So that's a really good line out by the Peter Wrights, going to the back of the line out. Never an easy skill to execute, but they've done very well. Now just trying to gain a bit of ground from their 22. They have made a few meters.
It's a good bit of work by the Pete Wright forwards, who will definitely get some confidence of it. But that time, Tabit, guilty of joining the ball from the side, gives away a penalty, luckily for them, because Amit Jaivira just coughed it up. Pete Wright would have been in real trouble if not for that penalty that we're seeing coming.
Yes, a few nerves by the Pete Wrights. They're showing at this half, isn't it, Sudarshana? The pressure squarely back on them. Try and make things happen. You need to remember that they're coming on the back of 2 defeats. Don't want to make it 3 in a row, so that pressure is there as well.
Also the fact that they need to play out of their skin here to make sure that they qualify for the second round. I can't remember the last time a Pete Wright outfit failed to qualify for the second round or the super round, if you may call it. They've always been in contention for the title up until the latter half of the season, so it's expected of them to make sure that they remain competitive. Wesley, on the other hand, this team was pretty good, and that's a big miss for St. Peter's College, but luckily for them, Wesley make hash of the line out that they've just won.
Yes, the Wesley jumper did incredibly well to steal that ball, but not sure whether he needed to force that pass out. Maybe he could have brought it down, created a maul, because it was against the head, and that pass back on the scrum half, Muralidharan just struggled to negotiate the bounce, and unfortunately from Pete Wright's point of view, knocked it on.
Scrum in favor of St. Peter's College, and Rajit Tekanaika puts in. Here's Jayavira putting the ball to boot. Jayawardena with a little bit of footballing skill on the counter. Good pressure coming in from the chasers. Tarasu Jayavira puts in a massive kick high up, but lovely collection by Tarindu that time, who's trying to counter with a run of his own. Presents it well as well, and here's the big Chanupa stopped in his tracks by the Wesley defense, who are holding strong. Sarindu to skipper Jai Vikrama. Now on the short side are the beat rights. Here's the try scorer Nitshan. Now the beat right forwards, beat rights have now built up 5 faces and are enjoying advantage, which is why they've put in that aimless kick, which I don't understand why every time most of the school teams, every time they see some advantage towards their team coming in, opts to just kick it and go back to the penalty. But why not use the momentum and position that you already have and make something of it?
Yes, we do see this happening a lot at international level as well, so Sudarshana. But when that kick happens, it's always a contestable kick, isn't it? It's just not kicking for the sake of kicking. There's always a purpose behind it. But the school boys are trying to emulate probably what they see at international level, but the execution is probably it's not at the level it should be.
Opportunity inside the 22 meters for St. Peter's College. The line out earlier did not function too well, so they will want to make sure that they hit their mark. And they've been a force to be reckoned with every time they've managed to set it up properly. This time though, opting to go with the 4-man line out St. Peter's.
Yes, it's important for the Peterites to get some score here, isn't it, Sudarshana? Just to stop that momentum shift that occurred just before half-time. It's a good opportunity in their own 22.
Lovely throw. And a good collection by the Peterites, who set it up and are now getting their engines moving. Here's St. Peter's, looking lethal and looking absolutely in motion. Wesley have done well to momentarily stop them. At the back is the number 8, Dulaj Navodya with the ball. Wesley holding on to their dear life. Peterites still on the move. Breaking at the back was Chanupa. Now the forwards as a unit will want to attack this. Tarusha Jayavira getting in the middle as well, the Wesley skipper. St. Peter's College have a golden opportunity here. Here's Dulaj. Good pressure coming in from Wesley. Have to be disciplined in their defense and make sure they honor the offside line. Now quickly given out. Oh well. Oh well, oh well. There was 5 points written everywhere in that final pass, but Rajit Ekanaika not managing to collect that one. He'll be very disappointed and wouldn't want to see the replay of that.
Yes, the Wesleyites will probably count their lucky stars there, Sudarshan, to have got away with that. That was a terrific maul by the Peterites. Just getting so close, just a couple of meters away. Wesley desperately managing to stop that. The Peterites managed to identify a bit of space on the far side, decided to go wide, but unfortunately for them, it's their wing three-quarter just dropping the ball. I think it was Chatumina who just dropped that ball, unfortunately, when the line was just staring right at him. It's like we have a couple of players down. That was a pretty bruising maul, wasn't it, Sudarshana, by the Peterites?
Yes, when you're being pushed back like that, it really saps the energy out of you, isn't it, Abdullah?
Definitely. It's very, very difficult to stop it. You actually have to say that Wesley did really well because the momentum they gained from the Peterites gained from that driving maul, just felt that they were going to go over, but just some last minute resistance by the Wesleyites managed to thwart that maul, and when the Peterites decided to go wide, they just managed to identify the space out wide, but just that last pass, there's a bounce pass as well, not the easiest of collections, but probably with a little bit of composure, I'm sure the Chatamina would have been able to collect that ball. So looks like we're having a bit of an injury break. So the Peterites have come storming back in this second half. Still nothing to show for it though. They have come close on a couple of occasions. What the last 5 minutes of that first half that wasn't it, Sudarshana? Peterites first of all making use of that extra man that the Wesleyites found. The Wesleyites who had their wing three-quarter sent to the sin bin for a high tackle. They got the first 7 points, but then Wesley came roaring back in those last 4 minutes, scoring 2 quick tries just to take that momentum and that feel-good factor into half-time. But the Peterites have come back well in this second half. Had a couple of opportunities which unfortunately they haven't been able to capitalize on. So scrum here for the Wesleyites. Chance for them to clear their lines. Looks like one of the Wesley players has come off the ground. It will be SK Fernando who will be making his way onto the ground. So it's very important from Wesley's point of view that they look to clear their lines from here. They have been under a lot of pressure during the last 5 minutes or so. It's a good steady scrum. Jayavira deciding to go out wide. This is a high risk move. But fortunately for them, just managing to reach touch.
Well, just if Rodrigo could have gotten to that ball, there would have been high reward as well, Abdullah, because he had Jayawardene on his inside shoulder. But Wesley now making all the plays. That last couple of minutes just before halftime have given them a lot of confidence, but the Peterites aren't far. They are now playing in the Wesley half. They are now playing in the opposition 22. That is making the Wesley team anxious. We saw how important it was to have your exit properly in line. The Peterite ball this time doesn't look as solid as it was earlier, but they now has movement, forward movement for St. Peter's. Still on the move. Wesley trying their level best. Ball has come down now. Ball available at the back for St. Peter's College. Here's Navodya. Beautiful space on the open side for St. Peter's. Plenty numbers as well. And as the Wesleyites have been compelled to defend that maul. Peterite forwards, however, are determined to make sure that they keep it close. Now it goes out. Carrying the ball forward with Shihan. Now back to Sadev. Hevagama. It's been held up. And yes, Wesley come away with that. That's going to be a massive moral victory for Wesley College. He's managed to hold up that man. It would have dealt a blow to the confidence of the Peterites.
Yes, that was terrific defense, wasn't it, Sudarshana? Fortunately, Kure just running in upright. But the thing is, the Wesley players had the presence of mind to hold him up, and they knew that they had him in a position where he couldn't put his knees on the ground, and they just held him up and they collapsed it once they had the ball right. They had the ball sacked along with Kure, so some really good defense, and Pete Rice will be really disappointed with that outcome.
Yes, now Wesley need to try and make sure that they move out of their red zone, because Patriots have been camping on here, and it's just a matter of time. If you let the Patriots dwell a little longer that they should in this area, they'll come out with points, and that's not going to be ideal for Wesley's chances. So Peters making a change, bringing on Salit Galage in place of Rajit Ekanaik. Galage is one of those players who can change the tempo of the game, and Patriots do need that now. Down 7 points. The experienced Muralidharan with the ball in hand from Wesley College will try to get in the ear of Galage, the new man in. Here's Isiru breaking from the back. Big carry by him, manages to offload as well. Muralidharan is quick to come to the back of that breakdown, and the Patriot player needs to move away quickly. Muralidharan gives it to Miskin, who tucks the ball in for Wesley College. From the base is Muralidharan, and that's a very good kick. That's a very, very good kick. He recognized that free area, and that's a very good territorial kick by Muralidharan, who spotted that space, spotted that nobody was there from St. Peter's covering that area, and gets his team out from danger.
Yes, also if you remember that phase just before that, he first wanted to clear it, but the Peter Wright player was on the wrong side, probably a bit lucky not to have been penalized for not rolling away. So he decided to just create that extra phase and create a bit more room for himself. And what that did was it managed to get the Peter Wright left wing up, and that created the space for him to execute that box kick, which he did brilliantly.
Devin Pereira with the throw for St. Peter's College, goes to the back. A tap in from the jumper, not a very good first touch by Salit. Here's St. Peter's sending it out. When they send it to the corner, they look absolutely dangerous, St. Peter's, but have been bundled into touch. We saw this yesterday as well. St. Joseph struggling with creating space for the wingers in the outside channels. Abdullah, you need to have some center hitting in the middle and creating that little space, straightening things up so that your wingers can flourish in the outside channels.
Yeah, that's right, Suraj. I think two different scenarios, though. Here you're talking, I think the Pete Wrights, as you very clearly said, need to try and probably create another phase and create space out wide, while in Josephian's case, their three quarters is just running across. Slightly two different scenarios, but as you very correctly pointed out, the outcome is the same.
Yet again, going to number 6, Miskin has been on the money so far this game. Now it's the turn for the Wesleyites to try and show their mauling powers, but the Patriots are equal to the task. They're going towards the touchline, need the ball to come out. Wesley. Here's a man breaking away from the maul. Wesley keeping it available. Forwards with a pick and go. Truck and trailer. Some call this snaking it with the supporter at your back. Muralidharan now gives it to Jayawardena. Jayawardena puts the ball to boot. Jayavira is underneath. A lovely bit of catching by Jayavira and had the good sense to offload. Oh well, if that pass had gone on to Muralidharan, Pete Wrights would have been in trouble. Now St. Peter's, can they get out of jail? But referee decides that there was no advantage there. But a lovely bit of catching by Tarusha Jayavir, and what a kick by Jayawardena, who put that up for his skipper to catch.
Wonderful bit of skill, isn't it, Sudarshan? And never an easy thing to just catch the ball with both your hands. Wonderful bit of skill, and also he had the presence of mind to make that pass as well. Unfortunately for Wesley's sake, that last final pass just didn't go to hand. If it had, Pete Wrights would have found themselves further down on the scoreboard.
Well, the clock is ticking, 54 points, 54 minutes on our clock. There's a couple of players getting tended to by the medics. Update from Mount Lavinia. The score still stands at 10 points to 3 in favor of the visiting Vidyarthians. Vidyartha, what a turnaround for them this season. Abdullah, we were together in the Combox when Vidyartha was absolutely smashed by Wesley College up at Longdon Place in the opening week. But since then, they've really turned a corner. They've beaten St. Peter's College, and as of now, they've just lost one game, and they're leading today's game as well. So if they continue to do this, they will have a real good chance at going into the second round.
Absolutely, and how tight has this Group B been, isn't it, Sudarshan? We never expected this. We probably thought that we'd find Isipatana and St. Peter's probably comfortably making it through, but teams like Wesley, Vidyartha, even Dharmaraja, they caused a bit of a scare to some of the teams. So it's been a really competitive group, and yet everyone, probably Isipatana is the only team that has confirmed their place in the next round. There are probably another 3 teams at least vying for a position to make that, just for that one spot.
I believe Royal College, with the victory yesterday, have sealed their spot, and they will make sure that they go into the second round as the top seed from Group 1A, which is going to be interesting. And yes, like you said, just what the doctor ordered, isn't it? After two years of extended hiatus, here comes a league where there are absolutely no favorites. Anybody can put up a real good performance come the second round, the super round, and they will be able to be crowned the champions. It's going to be interesting because here at Bamabalapitiya, both teams are on the balance. St. Peter's College absolutely need this win. If they do not win, they can kiss goodbye to all the hopes they have of playing in the super round. For Wesley College, this win is very, very important because they will have at the back of their mind know that Vidyartha College is challenging Science College. Here's Peters looking to run from their own 22 and decides to put the ball to boot. I think the territorial game is going to be key for both the teams. So Wesley, we saw doing that very well, executing it well. Pete Wrights, their execution hasn't been up there. They will look to kick, but the intention has been a problem. In the support of the chasers has been a problem. If you are deciding to kick, you need to make sure your chasers are right on that ball and does not leave any room for your opposition to counter.
Absolutely. Famous saying goes, Sudarshana, any kick is only as good as its chase. So Wesley with the line out, just deciding to go short, managing to retrieve position.
It's good work by Isuru Pereira, who manages to earn massive yardage for Wesley College. And here's the big Shem Alisha, who was in the blood bin momentarily. Jayawardena, steps 1, steps 2. He's brought down. Muralidharan opts to go to the short side, and again Alisha with a big carry, big strong carry, and the Pete Wright player needs to move away from there quickly. Here's Jayawardena, puts the ball to boot. In a difficult space for Chatumina, who returns the kick in kind. Here's Jayavira, a dangerous runner on counter. Tarusha Jayavira, the Wesley skipper, finally brought down. Muralidharan onto the open side. Jayawardhana's pass is not collected, but cutting back inside was Rodrigo, but referee Veranga has spotted a hand on that ball. Jayawardhana maybe thought twice about that cutout pass to Rodrigo, but in the middle was a forward who wanted that ball.
Yes, they would have done well to go hands there, isn't it, Sudarshan? Because they had the 2-on-3 overlap there. 3-on-2 overlap rather. But just coming back to their skipper, the Wesley skipper Jayavira, I just think they need to try and get him into the game a bit more. He's just restricted to just waiting for the kicks and launching counter-attacks. But as we saw there, he can be very dangerous. He's a very powerful lad. And if they can bring him into the game from some three-quarter moves, I'm sure he'll be able to cause a lot of distress to the Peterite defense.
Here's St. Peter's trying to work the ball out and onto the corner. Every time St. Peter's send the ball out wide to the wingers, they've looked absolutely dangerous. So they need to try and do a little more of that and maybe build a face in the middle, not send the face ball to the corner, make a face in the middle and make sure that they suck in the defense. Referee Veranga seeing hands in the ruck. And luckily for Wesley, the tackler was 10 meters down. Oh, he wasn't? Very interesting. As Veranga decides that the defenders weren't 10 meters away. St. Peter's now wanting to go for points. 58 minutes on the clock. They are opting to go for points, and I think absolutely correct decision, because another try, 5 points, will get them ahead of Wesley as the score stands now.
Yes, there's been no score in this second half, so for them to just get those points on the board will definitely just give them that confidence they need, and will also more importantly put them in a position that it's just one score away for them to actually win the game. All that, of course, provided the kick is successful. Amit Jayavira.
Crucial kick for St. Peter's College as Jayavira steps into kick. Had the direction but not... oh well, there was a slight bit of a brain fade there. Oh, unfortunate miss for the Lords. Wesley tried their absolute level best to make a hash of it, but luckily for them, the Peterite number 8 couldn't collect it cleanly up the return kick, because if they had brought it back, Abdullah, they would have been in real trouble. It's Miskin with another crucial line out. Momentum is everything in rugby, and none of the teams are holding on to it currently. It's been a little bit of an erroneous affair in this second half. Again, a number 6 throw. This time judged as not straight by referee Veranga.
So that's always the danger when you go to your number 6 at the back. As we were discussing earlier as well, Sudarshan, it always gives you more options to launch and attack, but you've got to ensure that the throw is accurate.
Miskin though did hit his earlier targets very well at number 6. That would have given him a lot of confidence. And also, as you saw, there are 2 Peterite jumpers who prop up from the number 2 and number 4 position. So it's one of those moves that he can make to avoid being out jumped. Lovely tackle, lovely rush defense from Wesley College as Jaya Singh delivers a big blow on the ball carrier from the Peterites. Wesley's defensive effort so far has been quite commendable. Here's the big man Chanu Papare carrying the ball up front. Jayavira with the ball to boot. Chase is on, and that's a very good territorial kick. This is what St. Peter's need to try and look. They need to work the angle. They need to work the space out in front.
Yes, that's the outcome which the Peterites will be pretty happy with. That was a much better kick because there was some purpose behind that. There was pace identified, and the fullback also was Jaivir. The skipper was slightly out of position. I don't think he tracked the way the ball was moving, and the Wesley wing three-quarter was up as well. So there was pace there, and if the Peterites can put a bit of pressure on this Wesley line out, or at least disrupt it, don't give them good clean ball, then there's an opportunity for them to apply some pressure.
Two jumpers readying for St. Peter's College. Wesley straight away showing that they have some pressure because they conceded a not straight through. Here's a ball popping out, and that's going to be a try. St. Peter's College against run of play. Ball pops out from Wesley College, and St. Peter's touchdown for a comeback try. This is going to be very, very important for the Bamba Brigade. First score in the second half, and the Peterites have gotten it.
Yes, well, just what the doctor ordered for the Peterites is Sudarshan. We were just talking, if they can apply a bit of pressure on that Wesley line out, they'll be able to create something. Well, the line out was taken cleanly, but unfortunately Wesley just trying to create that extra phase and just losing the ball in the process, and as a result the Peterites good enough to pounce on that, and now they'll just find themselves 2 points shy of Wesley with the conversion to come.
Yes, with a very, very important conversion to come. Amit Jayavira lining this one up. From a similar position, his opposite number, Jayavardhana, delivered an absolute beaut. Can he do the same and level the scores up? Here's Jayavira. Doesn't find the mark. So Wesley College still in front, and I've just received a message from an ardent Wesley fan, Farviz Maharuf, who sends a message telling me if Wesley College goes the distance and wins this one, he's sure to troll Russell Arnold tomorrow at the test match tomorrow. So that's going to be interesting. I'll be tuned on for that. But Maha, as soon as you send the text message, St. Peter's good. I think you should stop sending out messages. As Wesley restart, Peterites underneath it. They need to be organized now. They've come close, just 2 points away from the Double Blues. Here's the skipper, putting ball to boot. Jayavardhana not checking it cleanly, but has his skipper Jayavira, who's an absolutely strong runner, opts to put the ball to boot this time. Underneath it is Chatumina. Kicks it deep, and it's a 22-meter call. He calls mark. Jayavira is one of those only players in the school setup currently who opts to go for mark, Abdullah.
Yes, and he's very cool as well, isn't it? Very composed. Does not, he's got that lazy elegance about him. But just Wesley from, what a kick.
Well, that's a monstrous kick from Jayavira. Absolute beaut, and if we can keep doing that, why not do that in open play and get that 50-22 advantage, Abdullah? Because that is a weapon that can be used to very, very good effect, because territorially you're going to get an advantage which is going to demoralize your opposition, and that will prompt their back three, the two wingers and the fullback, to be always dropped down.
Absolutely, Sudarshan. I just think he's been underutilized in the way the Wesleyites play. I think they need to bring him into the game much more often as a runner, as a kicker. So he just tends to wait for the ball to come to him to do something. I think they've just got to try and get him to bring him into the game much more.
Overshot line out, but Peterites now on the charge. Here's a man in the corner. Cover defense is good from Wesley College. St. Peter's now looking much more energetic after their score in this half. A good rushing tackle from Shem Elisha, big hit by him, but referee Veranga has spotted that the Wesleyites
Well, the clock has really crept up on us, hasn't it, Sudarshan? Just last 3 minutes according to our clock. So looks like it's going to be a real uphill task for the Paterites. They need to get it into touch and ensure that they get some good clean ball, because they are 2 points down.
Yes, these are very, very important minutes. Very, very close to full time. That is on our clock. Remember, it's the referee's clock that matters. It has to be the referee's clock that turns 70 for this game to be done and dusted. And again, a quick shout out to all our fans who've from abroad who've subscribed to the Papare.com. Thank you very much for placing your trust in us and trusting us with bringing you these live pictures. It's your help that we have enables us to bring these pictures to you and everybody around the world. St. Peter's taking a quick hit, quick tap, but Jayawardena with a monstrous tackle. That was very well timed, and that would have really shaken up the Patriot skipper. St. Peter's now winning a penalty for holding on. No bets on what they will do. They will bring in the kicking tee and they will want to go for 3 points. These are going to be very important points for Wesley College. And what about that tackle, Abdullah? That is definitely my moment of the game. Absolute terrific stuff.
Absolutely. Brilliantly judged and timed as well, isn't it? Because you sense that the Patriots had an overlap out wide, but not only did he make that huge hit, he managed to apply enough, as a result, the Wesley defenders managed to apply enough pressure and force that penalty. So an opportunity for the Wesleyites to further extend their lead. Just about 2 to 3 minutes remaining.
Yes, 2 to 3 minutes on our clock. That is Jayawardena, the man who delivered that monstrous hit, has the responsibility of putting in these 3 points, which is going to be crucial to the result of this game and the result and the fate of the Patriots. Here's Jayawardena, strikes it well, and that's through. 3 more points to Wesley College, and their score go up to 17 points to 12. Yet again, need to be secure right underneath it. Here's Murridharan, puts the ball to boot, and finds touch. Now Wesley will be looking to play that territorial game. Will be looking to play as much rugby as they can in the opposition 50. St. Peter's, on the other hand, need to score a converted try in order to get ahead of Wesley College. Just a try is not going to be enough. Will they have enough time? We will have to wait and see. It's the last minute on our clock, but like we've mentioned time and time again, it's referee Veranga's clock that matters. Not the ideal pass. Luckily for him, Jayawardena hadn't gotten his timing right. Wesley now putting pressure on the Patriots. Here's Jayavira, puts the ball to boot. Underneath it is Tarusha Jayavira, who kicks it out on the full. I think we've absolutely jinxed Tarusha. Could have held on to the ball.
Could have launched a counter attack. He had so much of space, but thought that the time was up on the clock.
someone's communicating to him about our clock, because all he needs to do is, being the skipper, check with referee Deranga. He could have run close to him and asked, sir, do you have a little more time? Here's St. Peter's. Could be the very last opportunity that they get. Devin Pereira to throw in, and that's not straight, is it? No, referee says that's all right. Pete Wright on the move. Has space on the outside for St. Peter's College. Kasun Tarindu making a move for St. Peter's. Pete Wright, plenty of numbers on the open side. Pereira. Here's Dulaj Navodya on the corner. St. Peter's have managed to score absolutely out of nothing. "17 points all." What a game. What an absolutely brilliant game. It was all started with Kushan Tarindu, the Pete Wright fullback.
Well, it probably all started with skipper Jaiveer talking that ball into Tatsu Darshana. But what a gutsy effort by the Peter Wrights on the stroke of full time in all probability, managing to go over for that try, brilliantly executed. And now with the conversion, all important conversion to come, Amit Jaiveer hasn't had the best day with the boot today, but all that would be forgotten if he can just slot this over right from the corner flag.
Well. Important. Absolutely important kick coming up. 17 points all is the score. Amit Jaiveer can win this one for St. Peter's. A draw might just not cut it, and does not have the direction. That is going to be full time. Full draws at rugby games are real funny results, isn't it? None of the teams know whether to celebrate or not.
But what does this do to the group, Sudarshana? It's just opened so many possibilities now, and I don't think this is the result that either team would have wanted.
Yes, absolutely, Abdullah, because this group already had a draw with Dharmaraj College and Science College, ending up as a draw. And these two teams here have ended this game up as a draw, 17 points all. And Abdullah, we need to decide on a player of the match, and we saw some players all around the park. With this being square, it makes our work a little bit more difficult as well. Now, looking at the two sets of the two teams, I thought Wesley maybe had the slight upper hand, so my recommendation is going to be towards Wesley College, maybe because Rigesh Muralidharan of Wesley College, I thought, had a very good handle on the game. His territorial kicking was right on spot, and he did a lot well for Wesley College in their movement forward. But again, looking at the Pete Wright outfit, we saw some very good performers on that end as well, especially when it comes to their forwards. I thought Chanu Pakure, the big man carrying the ball, was instrumental, and also Kushan Tarindu, who was at the back for St. Peter's, was largely safe. He was equal to the kicking, territorial kicking by Wesley College. And also honorable mention to Tarusha Jaiveer, Wesley skipper. If not for that last mistake, he had a perfect game. I leave it up to you to decide. Also mention about Jayawardena, the Wesley number 10, who was pretty brilliant as well. I think I leave it up to you to make the decision of who the NGB player of the match is going to be.
Yes, it's a really tough one, Sudarshan, especially as you said, since it's a draw as well. But I'd probably go for Chanu Pakure. I thought his ball carrying ability today was very good. His work rate was very good as well. And whenever he got the ball and took, when he had the ball and he managed to get over the gain line and give the Peter Wright back some momentum to work with. So I would probably go with him as our man of the match for today.
Yes, I think he was he was a standout player for St. Peter's College, and he's the reason why St. Peter's College is not on the losing side, because he worked really hard. 17 all is what we have here. Here are the key stats. 17 points apiece. At full time, Pete Wrights 3 tries and just the 1 conversion. So just Jaiveer's boot, if he had brought it to Bamabalapitiya, Pete Wrights could have gone the distance. But Wesley, the 2 tries and both of them being converted by Jayawardhan, who had a stellar game, had a lovely bit of work in their defense as well, managed to score that penalty to have that little bit of safe bunker. Both the teams, like I said, delivered a terrific game for us. NGB Bank player of the match, Chanu Pakure, the lock forward from St. Peter's College. There again, Abdullah looking at the two teams. All their shoulders, both teams' shoulders are down. This is not the result that you expected, isn't it? And this group has become absolutely helter-skelter. Now we have Wesley College, who have lost 1 game, who has drawn 1 game, and who has 2 wins under their belt. St. Peter's, the chances are a little hampered. 2 losses, 1 draw, and 1 victory to crow about. And then we have Isipatana College, who are looking good for their final victory as well, 4th victory as well, who might go the distance. And then Vidyartha College, 13 points to 3 against Science College in the dying minutes of this game, can go the distance. So they will come out with 3 victories in 4 games. So Vidyartha College and Isipatana College are looking like the 2 teams who will make the cut, Abdullah.
Yeah, that's right. We always knew that Pete Wright, it was an outside chance for them to actually make it to the next round. But this result is a severe blow for Wesley's hopes of making it to the next round. We'll just have to wait and see how the results today pan out, as well as how it goes up next week. But this result is a real death blow to Wesley's chances, really. And they would really rue that opportunity when the skipper Jaiveer got that ball from that kick. He thought the game was over, slotted it into touch, and it's just from that line out that the Pete Wright showed tremendous composure to create a few phasers, went out wide, and just get that try right at the very end, which enabled them to create this deadlock.
Yes, end of an interesting game. We've had mixed fortunes when it comes to both the teams, and the game ends in a draw. 17 points all. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this encounter from Bamabalapitiya. We really do hope that you enjoyed this game as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. From our technical and the production team here at the Papare.com, and alongside my co-commentator Abdullah Yusuf, I am Sudarshan Apiri, signing off for the Papare.com until we meet you on Monday, where we bring you a Father Rosadi Trophy, where St. Thomas's will take on St. Anthony's at Havelock Park.
Welcome to the universe of the Raz. Whatever you want, whatever you need, all you can imagine is on your feet. When miles are abridged, happiness is unlocked. Discover your Daraz.
Introducing Quickie.lk, Sri Lanka's favorite online marketplace with a wide range of product categories. Pharmaceuticals, automobile, groceries, electronics, flowers and cakes, homeware and appliances, and special services such as Quickie Concierge and Quickie SOS. Providing you with multiple payment options, quick delivery, and reliable customer support. Get anything you want delivered anywhere in Sri Lanka with special late-night delivery until 3 a.m. within Colombo and suburbs. Download the Quickie.lk mobile app on your Android or iOS device, or visit www.quickie.lk. Quickie.lk. Convenience delivered.
What's the best ceiling sheet, Mr.
That's
Barcelona?
the Aino ceiling, the Rhino ceiling, a wood pattern finish.
You can color it your way. The plain ceiling.
The roofing's Rhino.
The ceiling's Rhino.
Incredible strength. I know.
Durability, that's high.
I know. Cost effective too.
I know.
It's the best choice always.
Over half a century of trust, now in a new formula. Rhino Roofing and Ceiling Sheets.
I know. Rhino.
ඩලාස් ලෝකයට එකතු වෙන්න. ඔබට සැරිසරන්න. සිත් සේතෝරාගන්න. හැම දේම ඔබ ළඟටම. කොතැන හිටියත් එකම යායක්. අසීමිත සතුටක්. අත්විඳින්න. ඔබේ දරාස් සොයාගන්න.
Welcome.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.